Well, hey guys, it's your friendly neighborhood FunWithAJ back again. Sorry it's been about 5 or 6 days since my last garage talk. Full disclosure, I had a lot of enthusiasm about doing these almost daily, as you saw for a while with the upload cadence. But I've kind of like lost that. And now I'm guaranteeing, or I'm promising I'll do them at least once weekly. Maybe I'll get back to a daily cadence, but I lost a lot of steam with the Thruxton behind me being out of commission for as long as it was, 3 weeks at the dealer. And I didn't really want to talk about the Ducati because I was just fooling around with it rather than modding it, because the Ducati's pretty much fully modded, other than suspension, which I might do at another time. Back to motorcycle stuff. First thing, big news today, Moto Bob's channel. Moto Bob is actually one of the only really big YouTube creators that is subscribed to my channel. He subscribed to me like 5 or 6 years ago when we were both starting out together. And of course he's got hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but he still watches my channel and subscribes. He got an exclusive at the Triumph factory of showing everything they have for their new, I think they're saying 29-ish new bikes they're calling it. I'm so far calling it refreshes because that's what I've seen on his channel, but there's more to be revealed. Things they've done with the modern classic lines, that's the T100, T120, the Bobber, I think the Speedmaster if I'm not mistaken, and the Scrambler 900. They've got almost universally new headlights. They're the better LED headlights. More modern looking, but also they melded them better, I think. Cornering ABS, cornering traction control, or lean or cornering ABS and traction control. The modern classics specifically, they kept these wonderful dual clocks, which they claimed they couldn't keep with the new Speed Twins, the new 1200s, but they kept them, and they added a USB-C port at the bottom of them, which I'm really excited about. I'm wondering if they're compatible with the Thruxton RS, if I could plug and play if I got my hands on one, that'd be cool. Also, now either standard or optional, depending on the bike model, cruise control. Awesome. Other things I think I've heard were, I think that's about it. The Scrambler 900 got a huge refresh. It's got like Öhlins and Scholle all around from what I saw. Still don't have tubeless spokes, which I wish the Thruxton even had, but they're still not doing that at the premium level. They're only doing it at like the 400 level, which makes no sense to me. They got some better paint refreshes. It just all around looks like a great refresh. I would call it the Triumph refresh. A lot of things are being refreshes. What my hope is now is that Triumph takes those dual clocks that they modded for the modern classics and adapts it at least as an option for the Speed Twin 1200, and I think that bike will sell much better. A lot of the criticism has been of the offset Trident single clock they added to it, which is now on this the Scrambler 900. I think it looks better on that bike, but still, people like classic clocks a bit better. There's a fine line between having modern functionality with classic looks, and Triumph hasn't got that with the new clocks right. The dual clocks look great, but the single clocks, they haven't really done that. It really doesn't look as premium, in my opinion. There's more to be announced. I think Ducati has some announcements too, through November, January, so on. Triumph's going to be announcing stuff, so be on the lookout for that. For the Thruxton, I'm always modding it. I have some ideas in my head. First things first, I bought these, where are they, if I can find them. Yes, I do have a bag of goodies below me. The jury's going to be out of whether you like them or hate them. They are, it's not going to look good in the bag, sorry about that. They are alloy Triumph badges. My Thruxton RS behind me here has a painted on badge, or I guess clear coated on badge. This is perfectly over it. I was going to take the sticky tape off of this, the backing, put it on there and see how it looks. I don't trust sticky tape is the problem, especially not in California heat. So I'm considering sticking some 3M magnetic strips on the back of this to shape and just magnetizing these to my Thruxton. The only worry is if they come off and they hit someone or somebody at speed, that's not good. What do you guys think? Should I add these badges temporarily removable to my bike. I think I might want to. The TFC has premium ones like it. Next thing, I went to Motone and I got their multi-function harness. It's got a whole bunch of connectors, bullet connectors, and a standard OEM connector for the rear of the tail of the bike. You guys already know, or most of you might know, I have an analog tail tidy on this bike installed. It works amazingly. However, there's been an image living rent-free in my head of an analog tail tidy with two Kellerman signals under the tail and kind of 3-in-1 signals that the tail tidy blinks yellow, the Kellerman's blink yellow to turn. Or the hazards go on, they all blink in tandem. Or the brakes go on, they all turn red in tandem. It's been living rent-free in my head for the better part of a year. One of my fellow riding buddies has already done it to his bike, almost similar. He used the Kellerman's with a British Custom tail tidy in tandem and it worked. I think I'm going to do it. It's a lot of money, a lot of hassle, a lot of wiring that I didn't want to do on this bike, but if I use that Motone harness, I don't have to touch the wiring on my analog piece or my rear harness. What I'll have to do is unplug the analog from the rear harness, plug the intermediary, the Motone harness to it, reconnect and splice the bullet connectors to an OEM female connector that matches the analog, our standard harness one, so the analog can connect to it, and then with the extra wires, either splice or do quick connects to the Kellermans that have 4 wires each into that Motone harness. It's a headache to think about, but like, I know I can get there, and I know people have done it. I've seen a YouTube video of one guy who did it. It's just getting my head around it and building a wire diagram to make it reasonable. Also, I don't want anything super permanently soldered because I want this plug and play where if one of the tail lights gets ruined or something fails, I can just unplug, move to a replacement. That's my idea. Is it overkill having 2 sets of rears in the back of a bike? Yes. Do I think it will add more safety? Yes. Questionable, maybe. Do I think it will look cool as fuck? Yes. So that's why I'm considering doing it. So those are the mods going on with the Thruxton. Lately, if you have any comments, any feedback, if you don't like my ideas, let me know. If you've done any of my similar ideas and you think, hey, AJ, like, hold up, this is not a good path to go down, let me know and let me know why. Value your feedback, I value your comments, and I value your subscription if you decide to. So until next time, it's your friendly neighborhood Fun with AJ.